right, let's get out of here.
Yo, we're back with another episode of Walkie Talkie. Got another follow-up Walkie Talkie with the homie Tyler. Tyler, what's up? For those who didn't watch the first episode, reintroduce yourself, let people know who you are.
Most definitely. My name's Tyler Woodford, photographer from Ventura, California, and we're out here in Howard Beach making some photographs.
For those who don't know, Howard Beach is a neighborhood in New York City. We're still in New York City, even though this doesn't look like it. We're basically right next to JFK Airport.
Yep. We're in Queens.
Yep, in Queens. The last time we did this, Tyler was kind of getting back into street photography, but we kind of touched in that episode a little bit about his ongoing body of work and photos shooting these slower neighborhoods. So that's what we're doing today. We're kind of diving into that portion of Tyler's photography. What cameras are we shooting with today? I know you have that one and you have one in your bag.
We have the old Leica, and then bringing out this super wide Hasselblad. I'm just gonna shoot this because I saw like the light kind of coming over here that's like reflecting off this building. And I liked, it's fun. The big thing about coming out here so often is that it's always, like nothing's literally changing out here ever, but I keep coming out over and over again. Just to, I don't know, maybe sometimes you see something different of like coming back to a place you've been so many times. And I've never photographed this scene before, but I saw it right after I got off the train today, and I was like, this is beautiful, like this light coming around. I don't know, I like all the stop signs too. I don't know, I just never noticed it before. I've probably been here like 20 times.
So how often are you coming out to this area, Howard Beach?
I've been coming out here for maybe like a year and a half, maybe 2 years.
Well, last time we did this, you had shorter hair. It's like when you first cut your hair too.
No, it was. That was like a big change. That's why like I wanted to redo this. Or have a follow-up, because I feel like it's not the hair, but I'm having a good day today. I'm a good hair day. No, I feel like so much was changing in my life when we did that video. I was like trying to come back to street photography. And I had this like fire in me to get back into it, and I tried. And it just never felt the same. Like I had the inspiration, but every time I kept going out, like I felt like timid, or like that part of me, that part of my life just like wasn't around anymore. And like this, I mentioned that last time, like I felt like I'm making the photographs I've been wanting to make my whole life, like now. So I just like kept true to that and just, kept that process rolling. And now this is where I am still, like just out here making these normal pictures of nothing, but I kind of find something out of nothing out here. And like, that's what's fun, is just being out here and finding your own visions of the most ordinary things. And that is what's very exciting to me.
Like this right here, what are you framing up?
This cross street, so I got like this angle of like this back street coming through here, and I liked all these lines. Like if it's like the trees, that pole, this telephone pole, this, there's stuff in the frame, like foreground, background, that's all kind of coming to this intersection of this point. And that's what I really love about this work, is just going out in the world and finding the most mundane, normal thing and making a photograph of it, and like having it come to life from what you saw. I don't know, because like I said, I've walked past this like so many times, and today was the first time I saw this scene like happen.
Photograph. What are you looking to photograph?
Oh, just the neighborhood. Yeah, just little scenes. Like this is like one of my favorite neighborhoods in New York.
Is it really?
Yeah, it's incredible.
So you got, I guess, church. You got a couple of churches. You got Charles Park down there by the water.
Yeah, that's my favorite walk. Yeah,
some nice spots around.
Yeah, it's wonderful. I love like the aqueducts, like the water canals that come from the ocean. Crazy.
The more marble and granite they throw in, the more the house is worth.
For sure. Yo, you mind if I can take your photo? I like the light, it's really nice. It's like a nice hair light coming right here. Yeah?
I guess so.
Yeah, do you mind? You were kind of parked like, you know what? Yeah, right here. It's nice. It'll be quick.
Just somebody in the neighborhood.
Yeah, that's what I like to hear. Do you live around here? I'm
Yeah.
assuming so.
What's up for lights? So, yeah.
Yeah, it's how I know the exposure.
When you get to the top of the bridge, if you look over the top,
I'll do one more.
you look over the top.
See right there? That's great. Thank you.
Around the water to come in.
Right, right. All right.
Something to catch, you know, Air Force One, that kind of stuff. Have a wonderful day, gentlemen.
Yeah,
yeah,
I'm
you
Tyler,
too.
by the way.
I'm Anthony Tyler.
That was exciting. I've never had an interaction with like that with someone out here. Also, that was awesome.
Yeah.
Like the light, did you see that? Like you had like a perfect hair light. Like I cannot wait to see that.
Yeah, I was gonna ask you, like, when you're out here in these kind of desolate neighborhoods where there's not much going on, how often do you interact with the people in the community?
Man, that's something I've been wanting to, I'm gonna reload this real quick. That's something I've been wanting to explore more is like the people out here. But dude, you'll see in a little bit, it's weird out here. Very strange. That guy was super nice, but it's not like your typical like New York neighborhood.
You ever get any like negative reactions or anything when people like, especially when you take photos of people's property, of people's houses?
Yeah.
Have you ever gotten into any kind of weird situations?
Not out here. I try to be like really respectful of people's properties. Like I don't go like past like a sidewalk. No one's really gotten mad at me. I've never had anyone like come out of their house. Dude, yeah, this is awesome. Almost like a form of like meditation. Like it's so quiet. You're just like with yourself and your cameras, and you just kind of let your mind wander.
Is there something that caught your eye about this thing, or is it just more of the documentation of?
A little bit of both. I like how this like river canal curves, and just like a row of fences, and you get like the seagrass. Oh, I just find it beautiful. Like I said, it's just always fun coming back to the same places, and maybe just like we'll look at it differently. Like I feel like today is just like different for some reason. Like this is like the wind with like this going. Oh my God, this is it. Dude, you get like the house through this loop and this little sliver of this wire, you get these two poles kind of come at an angle, and then you get that pole. That was crazy. That was cool. How you mentioned about like Matt texted you about the fences, like that was a thing that came from your video. Yeah, I'd have people just like reach out and be like, oh, this is like my attempt of a fence photo. I'm like, wow. Like I like fences. Like I love a good fence.
Yeah.
I don't know, I just like love that other people are inspired by it. Just like how much I was inspired by the subject matter too. It's like funny that like you guys are like, oh my God, like a fence photo.
Yeah, it's crazy because like I feel like even though it was a part of that video, it was like kind of like a blur.
It was so small because
It
at
was-
the time I just was like, that was just something I was like very interested in. And I still am all the time. Like, I just love like how the nature will like overgrow a fence, and like the fence is already like this twisted structure, and you know, stuff like this can just grow and weave through it, or like a tree will grow around a fence. And that is so beautiful. It's like the nature's kind of coming back to this man-made object that was just placed there. And it's so unnatural looking that most of the times like pretty ugly, but they look so beautiful. Like some, like just the way they are, like they're twisted. They almost look like they're posing, you know, like I'll show you. There's definitely some around here that give me that feeling. Be careful where you step. Like that guy, just lurking out his window because he sees someone with a camera. Sometimes I swear people have never seen a camera before.
How many photos do you usually take when you're out here? Like how long do you usually walk for? And how many like photos does that usually equate to?
You know, I normally don't photograph for that long, honestly. I kind of wait for a specific time of the day, normally around like 1 to 5, so when the light gets a little lower. But man, sometimes I'll shoot like 10 rolls. Man, as you know, 6x9, that gets like 8 photos. Hasselblad gets 12 because of the square format. But when I see something, I just shoot until I feel good. I'm like, all right, I got it, move on. I still love that there's a hula hoop and a basketball hoop in it. That's what I love about this stuff. It's just the most normal, ordinary places. It's like what you make out of it is just so special. It's so fun. It's so fun. It's like a scavenger hunt. You're just like looking for stuff that catches your eye. And that just never gets old. Because you can do it anywhere. Any of these photographs are made literally anywhere. Like you don't have to be anywhere special. You just have to go outside and just like look around.
Oh shit, what's up, chickens?
Dude, that's what I was telling you. These things, they just are always out here.
Wild.
Should we get a chicken fence photo?
Yeah, absolutely.
Hold on. Someone's like, those are my chickens. All right, let's get out of here. Let's move on. Ooh. Wow, love this.
So around the time the first episode kind of dropped, you were doing this kind of stuff for about 8 months.
Yeah, I would say about a year. I was dabbling with it. I was having a lot of fun with it. Like that's why no one really probably saw me in Manhattan. So I was just like out here, like just getting far away from the city. That's kind of where my head was at. And I'm pretty sure I spoke about that in the last video, just like removing myself and seeing what else is out there. And it just really, I just really connected to it and it just felt right.
In the past year, since filming that video, how do you think your work out like doing this kind of photography has evolved since then?
Oh man, I think it really exploded. Like I just dove into it, man. Like it was, like I found it and I just went for it. Like I just really wanted it. And it felt weird because I was starting over, but I was just so in love with it and like I knew it felt right for me. So I just kept doing it. Like I just took it and went, and we're here now. And I just keep making more work. And it was strange at first because like the people who like knew me before, it was just like street photography. And so I'm sure it was weird. People were probably like, what the hell is this, man? Like this boring black and white photograph of what? It's been a big transition, and like me kind of exploring this new avenue is, I don't know, like everything just like changed, but it felt like just for the better. And I always like have a camera with me, like photos are still being made in the street of like moments, but it's just more like this stuff is just so fun. Like this is incredible. This fence has never been fallen. It's always been upright. And now things are growing over it. Like this was never popping through before. So who knows, maybe next year we'll come back and it'll be totally different. And I'll show you a photo I had when it was upright, and then we'll have it now. And then come back in the spring, be a totally different landscape.
Do you have any like ambitions about what all of this can become in the future?
Oh man, I definitely want a book. I really want a book and a show. I really want to do both, possibly at the same time, but I just got to see like where I'm at when that time comes. That's why I want to spend a lot of time this winter. I really want to make a lot of work prints and start making pairing and selections. I don't know, I've never really done that before. I made like little zines, but this is definitely something that I'm very passionate about, that I really believe in, and I really want to give this body to work to people, you know, in a book form, and for the people who are in New York, have a show, you know, and I don't know, see what happens next. Make new projects, always make new work. I don't know, I never had like my own show. I don't know if I'm even ready for one, but I want to do it. Like, I'm confident, and like I just want to do it. I'm always wanting to try new stuff, like all the time. I always want to try it out. I love the fence is peering into the frame. Like, this angle is like leading you to the background. I love like stuff in the foreground that meets the background so much.
Yeah, last time we did the video from the first Walkie Talkie, we talked about how you were coming back to the street, and a part of that was because doing this was on your bike and you didn't really want to be riding your bike in the cold weather and stuff.
I know, at times creeping on me. There's definitely, the winter creeps up fast, and now this is probably one of the last times I'll probably be out here for the winter time, because I do not want to be by the water when it's like December. But I have some stuff planned that I want to do in the city, like when it starts to get colder. Of course, I'm still gonna want to make photos, so I have some stuff in mind that I want to do.
Are there any areas or neighborhoods in New York that you want to take photos of and you want to kind of go to that you haven't yet?
Definitely the Bronx. I haven't made like any work up there. I've covered a lot of ground this year. These past 2 years have been like very eventful. Yeah, I try to pick a new area to photograph each time I go out, just to like, keep it fresh and to see what other neighborhoods are like. I don't know, I want to go like by like LaGuardia, like deeper into, like, I love East New York. That place is awesome.
How do you balance, like, because your time is finite, you only have so much time. So how do you balance your time from like wanting to revisit a neighborhood that you like, that you want to keep photographing, versus exploring new ones?
I'd say I'm like more exploring. I like to try new neighborhoods more often. But when I'm feeling like I don't have a place to visit, then that's when I'll revisit a place when I can't think of anything, or because I go in like increments from my place, from my apartment. I'll kind of look at the maps. I'm like, okay, I'll try here. I haven't been here yet. And then I go around there a couple times, and I have to go farther. And then I'm on my bike, so I have to go farther and farther. So when I get too far, then I'm like, okay, maybe I'll revisit a place again and see what I can find today that maybe I missed the time before. This is pretty. It kind of just depends on my mood. I love this too. Like this vine is just weaving through. That's so awesome. But like, how cool. Like, this just growing from the ground and it just comes on the fence and then it just goes up the tree. That's the best. Love that.
How often do you come back with nothing?
I don't want to sound like I'm bragging, but most of the time I come back with something, like most of the time. Like, I'm really happy with the photographs I make. I think it's because I'm taking more time with what I'm looking at. It really helps me, I don't know, it just helps me make more work that I like and I care about more. Because, well, I mean, there's definitely a lot of photos that still are like bad. But I find it more often now that there's photos on each roll that I really like, that I really love, which makes it's just so much more exciting. Just getting back more work that you really care about. And that's what makes you want to just keep doing it. It's just seeing that happen in front of you. You're like, oh, like this is working. Like this is happening. So that's again why I just kept going with it, because I was just making so many more photographs I just loved. And I didn't care if anyone else liked them. Like, I just felt like this connection, like this is awesome. That I just never had before. Oh dude, we need wind again. Look at it, now it's hiding. It's hiding. Did you see that earlier? There's a car underneath this tarp. And the wind blew up. See? Come on. Come on. Oh, there it was. That never gets old. Love that. I like the shadow on the building too. So beautiful. I know, right? Crazy. Get some Freelander inspo right now. Sometimes you just can't help it. Yeah, then it spits you out to this beach, and you're at the beach. It's pretty sad though, because it's really polluted here, so it bums me out. There's just like a lot of trash. Cute doggies. Oh yeah, we're good. Glass everywhere. Oh, like you would not want to step on that, dude. It's so crazy. I should come here with like a trash bag. It's so crazy. Like it's crazy. That's what just makes me sad. It's such a beautiful place, but then see that and it bums me out. There's something about like shooting by the water in New York, like especially like the beachy neighborhoods, they're just so interesting.
When you think about these photographs you're making in these like neighborhoods, like what do you think the elements are that make a good photo versus like just a decent one or a mediocre one? And on top of that, how do you think that differs from like a street photograph?
You know what? It's all very similar in my opinion. It's really kind of like your drive towards the subject matter. I think you can tell within a photograph if like your heart was in it or like you really, really wanted it. I feel like you can feel a photographer's connection through the photograph. That's like a big part of it. Definitely subject matter and your framing. And there's not a lot to it, especially this stuff. It's just very, like I said, just very normal. It's just pretty much like what your eye sees and like how you interpret the scene or the landscape. Same thing with like a person on Fifth Avenue. Like everyone looks different. There's a bunch of people, but there's just like a movement, you know, like how those, what are those foxtails, whatever those things were, how they're moving. Like there's a certain way that you see it like, oh, that's exciting. Like that tarp was moving, just how like someone's hair would blow in the wind or just an interaction happening on the street. You know, it's just like your way of seeing something come to life is what's important with me. So I think that's what makes a strong photograph, is just like subject matter and how you make something interesting. I don't know, and everyone sees something different. I bet you if I took another photographer here, they'd find like this stuff interesting. I don't know. Hard to say. There's a way to where this can work. This is really, really weird. And like getting the ocean in the background with the life jacket in the corner. It's like a scene from Jaws.
Since the last video, which was a year ago, have you picked up any other photo books since then that have kind of impacted you and your photography in like a heavy way?
Yeah, man. A lot of Mark Steinmetz. He's been a huge inspiration. Speaking of Atlanta, he's from Atlanta. It's such great work. Opened up my world to a whole different view, man. Like his work is top. Henry Wessel Henry Russell Jr., his work's phenomenal. Great example of like photographing the everyday and making it special. He's a really great example of that. I haven't really bought many photo books this past year, actually. Kind of been lacking. My girlfriend got me an amazing book. It's just all self-portraits by Lee Freelander, and they're so awesome. Like really incredible, and it's signed too, which is like pretty awesome. Like having like one of your heroes' books. Like that's cool. That's awesome. It's a little world.
Think you jump through that?
Huh?
Think you jump through that? How do you define success these days?
That's a good one, man. I don't know. It's hard with like Instagram because like everyone has a different view on it. It's like and it's like a successful photo or just success like in general.
I would lean towards success in general.
Success in general, I think it's just like an overall feeling of like feeling accomplished with what you're doing. Like, yeah, just like feeling good with like the effort that you're putting into whatever it may be. Like seeing positive results in something. Like for example, like printing in a darkroom is really hard, but I feel like successful or I feel good when I make like a successful print, which is when it just looks good, when I made it right. Like that feels good. And I'm the only person seeing that. Ooh, look at this. There's a shadow of a fence. That's a new one. Oh, and the bus reflection too on the wall. That was pretty sweet. Yeah, I'll just say like success is just like a way of feeling like accomplished. I hope this isn't going to be like too much of a fence overload, but whatever. I don't like go out seeking them. They kind of just happen, you know?
You got a type.
I do have a type. I have a type of fence that I don't know. Sometimes they're just like part of the landscape and it's just like, like there it is. I wonder now if this will look any different as it did a while ago. Yeah, that's the cool part. Like you come here looking, the scene looks different and you leave and it's a whole different place again, you know? Nothing's changed but the sun.
And then different times of year, the sun hits differently.
That's what I'm saying.
So like in
Out here in
wintertime,
the summer, it's a
still-
different place. Like, I'm sure in the wintertime when all this dies, it's gonna look way different. It's just a really fun part, again, about revisiting. I think is a really important thing to do, is just keeps your mind wandering. Yeah, man, this is it. This is like all what it's about. It's so relaxing. We'll take this one again. It's so good. Right.
So this is like similar to a photo we took earlier.
Yep.
We're just retaking because the light is kind of different, right?
Light's different. I like the shadows. It kind of molds a black and white photograph even better. Makes it come to life.
How soon after you like finish rolls are you developing now?
You know, not that soon. Like, sometimes if I'm like really excited for a photo that I want to see, like I'll do it like that night and I'll just develop it. But I might not scan it for like a week. I'm horrible at scanning, dude. I have stuff from like May that I haven't even touched yet. It's
Still on the flatbed? That's
yes,
your method of scanning?
That's part of the reason why I'm so bad at it, because my setup is not the best. I mean, with 120 film, it's not bad. That's pretty quick. Ooh, look at that little hose peeking out. That's cool. That's so awesome. Look at that. Like, why is that there? Like, what?
Is it just something as simple as this tree looks weird?
It just looks like, it just stands out. It's just so strange. Like, it looks like someone with a bowl cut. Like, what is that thing, dude? But it's also like what's happening around it too is what's also like the light. I like the harsh shadows of that building we're going across. But I like that having the tree in the center, because that's what drew my attention in the beginning.
Finish the sentence. I take photos because.
I take photos because it makes me feel alive. You know, it completes my day. I take photos because it keeps me interested in like every day. You know, it keeps me like wandering and wondering what is out there to be photographed and what's there to see. You know, I take photographs because it keeps me inspired to just keep doing it. Just keep picking up the camera again. And just keep practicing. That's why I do it. I just love it.
All right, that's gonna do it for this episode of Walkie Talkie. Tyler, thanks for hanging out with me again.
Of course, it's always a pleasure, dude. Happy to be here.
If the people didn't watch the last episode, let the people know where they can find you and show you some love.
Yeah, man. Well, if you want to watch the first video we did, it's on your YouTube, and you look me up on Instagram, just Tyler Woodford, and yeah, that's where I'm at.
Do you have any website or print sales or anything you got going on in the future?
Nothing yet, but hopefully soon. Hopefully some darkroom prints can be shared.
Okay, yeah.
Where we're at.
Follow him on Instagram for any news related to that. And we're gonna get out of here.
Thanks, brother.
All right, man. Peace.
Peace.
Now when they see us in the streets, all they wanna